studio time check says it's 36 minutes past 6 a.m. Today's the 10th day in March 2026. Good morning to you, dear listener. Thank you for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio, your number one family radio in the whole of Oyo State. We're broadcasting live from the Wells Broadcasting House, located along Alafin Avenue, Uliole State, Ibadan. That's what we're broadcasting live from this morning and, of course, every other day. You're welcome. Thank you so much for tuning to Wells Radio 89.3 FM this morning. We are your preferred wholesome radio. We bring you wholesome content, very, very suitable for your family. Every member of your family will find something that suits them here on Wells Radio 89.3 FM. So if you're that family member that is really interested in knowing what's going on in the country, you're interested in knowing the latest headlines on the dailies, then you're on the right program. Welcome to Perspectives Unlimited, where we take a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola. This morning I'll be your host, and we'll take a look at these headlines together with the analysts on the show this morning. We'll discuss them, and we'll also take your comments and observations and contributions. Welcome once again. Kindly go on Facebook, where we're currently live at the moment. Go watch us, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. I'll take that again, Wells Radio 893 FM fan page on Facebook. Watch us live. Also follow us on all our social media platforms. We're on Instagram, X, TikTok, all at Wells Radio 893. You can also listen to us via our website. If, for example, you left your earpiece at home and you can't listen to radio at work, don't worry. All you need is your phone and an internet connection. Just go to our website, www.wellsradio893.com. Just go there, you see the play button, and you'll be able to listen to us. All right, welcome once again this Tuesday morning. We have the headlines in front of us. Let's get into it. On the front page of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, the lead headline says, Nigerians groan as petrol price rises. The writer said petrol sells between 1,200 to 1,300 naira in Lagos, Ogun, Ibadan, Delta. Others amidst Dangote price review. Petrol and says PMS could rise to 2,000 naira. AGO, which is diesel, 3,000 naira per litre. Why Nigeria is not insulated from global oil price volatility despite Dangote refinery and others. That's coming from the CPPE. That story is on page 2 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. Appeal Court nullifies Ibadan PDP convention. Zamfara governor joins APC. The writer says Wike Hill's judgment says it's to embrace unity. We will appeal to the Supreme Court, says Turaki-led PDP. Let this family quarrel end at the Court of Appeal, says Olawekbo Hashim. Stakeholders must come together to defend PDP's legacy, says Obi. That's what is on page 14 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper this morning. More headlines. Appeal Court throws out Aiyedatiwa's appeal on eligibility for re-election. That's on page 16. IGP vows to take back communities held by bandits in Kwara. That's on page 8. More headlines. Gunmen invade farm, kidnap Ondo Council secretary and worker. That's on page 26. Fire guards head of service building in Abuja. Walson Jack orders comprehensive probe. You found that on page 2. Finally, daily aspirin may do more harm than good for cancer prevention. That's according to a study. That story is on page 8 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines on the Daily Trust newspaper front page. The lead headline says 2027, why PDP may not be on the ballot. That's on the front page, continued on pages 3 and 4. More headlines, how military lost 3 commanding officers in 1 week. You found that story as well on page 5 of the Daily Trust newspaper. Middle East crisis, what oil windfall means for Nigeria. That's on page 3. How we escaped school building collapse. That's from students. That's on page 6 of the Daily Trust newspaper. More headlines on the front page of the Punch newspaper. Businesses brace for inflation surge as petrol hits 1,300 naira per litre. Dangote defends fuel price hikes as NLC pushes back. G7 weighs emergency oil release to tame soaring crude prices. OPS, economists flag imminent commodity price rise. That's on page 2 of the Punch newspaper this morning. Discos pocket 2.3 trillion naira despite erratic power supply. That's on page 37. More headlines. U.S. warns citizens of fresh terror threat in Nigeria. That story is on page 42 of the Punch newspaper this morning. More headlines. 2002 World Cup coach Onigbide dies at 88. You found that on page 45. Funding gaps between February salaries delay, says Accountant General. That's on page 38. Rivers Assembly defend rejection of Fubara's four nominees. That's on page 14 of the Punch newspaper this morning. These and many more will discuss on Perspectives Unlimited this morning, and I'll bring in our analyst at this point, Mr. Chukweme Kamunachi. So good morning to you.
Good morning, Bola.
How do you do, sir?
I'm okay.
Have you seen any effect of the gradual rise? I said gradual because some are projecting that it's still going to rise higher than this. Have you seen any effect in your day-to-day life?
Yes, I have seen it, and I know that what they said, we are quick to adjust our pump price when it is about, when it has to do with increase. Yeah, we immediately we jack it up. And is affecting everything, and is expected. You understand? Because it is not the internet only that connects the whole world. Oil is one product that has global connectivity. Both responsible and irresponsible countries are all wired with oil, connected to oil, and it depends on how, whatever that is happening in that sector, that's how you know responsible and irresponsible countries. Responsible countries have domestic mechanisms to absorb the shock in order to prevent their citizens from reeling under the weight of that crisis that is ongoing in the Middle East. But irresponsible countries do not have such mechanisms. They leave their citizens, they throw them out. Basically, they throw them out. Whatever you see, you take. There's no way to cushion the effect of that situation in the Middle East as far as oil is concerned. Like what some countries have done so far to mitigate this problem, like Philippines and Thailand. These are countries that cannot hold a candle to Nigeria, but but that is a place where people are cared for. And if you look at what they have done, like in Thailand has vowed to stop exporting fuel in order to maintain domestic supplies. You understand? Here in Nigeria, we are exporting power, even though we don't have.
Let's not go to power yet, okay, because of course we'll still go to power. But I want to ask this question, which seems to be the question on the lips of many people. Now we heard that one of the reasons why petrol price has climbed up in Nigeria is because is a resultant effect of the war in Iran, Israel, U.S., Israel, Iran. And we learned that, ships carrying crude could not circumvent the Strait of Hormuz and so on and so forth. Now, many people have asked this question. They say that, the NNPC or Nigeria is a crude oil producing country. We make most of our earnings from sales of crude. If we make our earnings from the sales of crude, why then? We know that at some point, the federal government or the NNPC, whichever one, and Dangote had come up with an agreement for him to get crude oil in Naira, and as such, the price went down. Yes. So, what's stopping the government from implementing, something like that at this period?
You see, Bola, you are asking a question that people have asked without answers. You see, when government decided not to engage in productive investments would have yielded a lot of for us as a people. If we had embarked on massive productive investments, if Nigeria had done the needful as a country, by looking, okay, we have the crude. Why can't we explore situations where we can even even make sure that these things are in abundance in our country. Give it to, but the issue of Dangote is not even the problem with me, that I have. Why is it that our refineries are not working? Because Dangote is an individual.
I feel like
a private investor.
At this point, I totally understand, but I don't want us to cry over spilled milk.
No,
I want us to look at what's happening, what's on ground now.
No.
You know why?
Well,
You know why?
I understand what you're saying.
Let me take you back. Let me take you back to about 2 days ago.
Okay.
Now, where we learned that the Dangote refinery gets only 5 of the 13 needed crude cargoes from the NNPC. So my question is, why is the NNPC unable to supply, the capacity of crude oil that is needed?
It is the NNPC that can answer that question. They know, yes, because they know why they don't want to give the man what he wants in order to make sure that he has enough. But the issue is this. We will continue to cry over spilled milk, because if you don't call their attention, nothing will be done. Why is it that our refineries are not working? That's the basic question. Dangote has become a monarch of oil in Nigeria, and we made him so. So it is not that whatever he tells us to buy fuel, we must buy it, because we created a platform for him to be the only person that. Does he have money more than the government? That's the question. This man is a private investor, and he has invested his money, and he is making whatever he tells us. He has the yam, he has the knife. If he gives us, we eat. If he doesn't give us, it is the irresponsibility of our system that made it possible for Dangote to be the sole provider of fuel in Nigeria. We have, as the refineries, the money we have thrown into those refineries. What has happened to them? Why are they not working?
Let's look at a forward-facing solution. What should happen from
What
here
should
on?
happen is the government to become responsible and tell Nigerians the honest truth. Let's go and people who have, because people are still working in those refineries and they're collecting their salary. The money we have spent so far, what has it done for us?
So you think that a full audit should be done?
Yeah, that is it. But if you do the full audit, many heads don't roll in Nigeria. They'll be promoted. Some will go to Mecca, some will go to Jerusalem to go and pray. They will give them license to go and do whatever. Look, the issue is this. If we are responsible, if we want to solve our problem, we know what to do. Refineries must work. Why is it that small countries like Thailand and Philippines are doing what Nigeria should do? And yet, we sit on oil and we deceive ourselves every day that we're giant of Africa. Which giant? Giant with clay feet. We have what it takes to be a responsible country, but we are not doing it. We're handing over the reign of oil leasing to a single individual. So why should he not dictate what happens to us? Why must we be blaming him? Look, Dangote should do whatever he wants to do. Yes, whatever. If you want to sell it at 2,000, let him go ahead and sell it at 2,000. Yeah, so that we learn our lesson.
Taking us back to a couple of days ago, we learned that Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals is receiving only 5 crude oil cargoes per month from the NNPC, which is less than half of the 13 that it needs to sustain full domestic supply.
Then why are they not giving him enough? That's the question.
Yes, and the NNPC had said that they may have to resort to securing crude oil supply for Dangote refinery through third-party international traders. So I think the question on my own mind is that don't we have enough crude oil to meet our domestic needs?
That is corruption. That third country is something is going to happen. Third-party international traders. That is euphemism for corruption. That is it. We should not be deceived. You understand? The issue is this. Look, these things that are happening in the Middle East, I want to tell you, Bola, that we are not supposed to. The effect should not be so much on us.
If we're refining what we're making.
That's what I'm saying. It should not be so much on us. That's why I said responsible and irresponsible countries. Look at Thailand. Look, small countries. Look at the Philippines. They said, okay, this thing is happening in the Middle East. We're not going to export oil again. People we are giving oil, we won't give you again. So that we look inward, so that we give our people. What do we do here? What do we do as a country? That's why I brought in the issue of power. He said I should not go into it.
All right, the price of petrol has risen drastically to about 1,300 naira, and this is just a trajectory. It started from about, and I'm talking about gantry prices, started from about 774 naira, then it went to 995 naira per liter, and now, as at yesterday, we learned that it stood at about 1,175 naira a liter.
That is for the Southwest, too.
No, that's just
No,
gantry. This is even gantry price. The 1,175 naira is gantry price, not even filling station price. So now in the southwest, we're hearing that petrol is being sold at about 1,200. So imagine how much is going to be sold in the southeast.
In the southeast, because they are not the same. The logistics of transporting this product to the north and to the southeast. In the southeast now, you may buy it at 1,500.
So we hear that the liter is now being sold between 1,200 to 1,400 naira at filling stations, and that's not we're not even yet looking at the black market people, because that's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
So far so good. We haven't seen queues on the road, thank God. But this surge in petrol price, according to the OPS, may trigger higher transport and food price, which is why I asked the first question I asked this morning, that have you seen any correlation between the increase in the pump price and
Nigerians won't
your
even wait for correlation.
daily life?
Once they hear that rumor, they don't wait for correlation. Correlation is a grammar for them. Once they hear that rumor, what they bought some years ago.
We actually noticed that we went around a bit yesterday, and we noticed that some filling stations were not selling petrol. And there were speculations that some of them actually had petrol, but they shut their filling station because they were waiting to see the price.
The price, yes, that's what they're doing. And you notice also that a lot of people are trekking. Yes, that's what I noticed, that a lot of people, imagine somebody trekking from Mobile to Challenge. People are trekking.
All right. This is I believe the second or third time now that petrol prices are increasing.
The question that agitates the mind of many Nigerians is, what is the government doing to mitigate the impact of this oil price hike? Nothing, absolutely nothing. What are they really doing? Nothing. The citizens are just left on their own. That's why I brought up the issue of productive investments. We borrow money left, right, and center, and we are not engaging in investing these things May God have mercy on this country.
Amen. And with that, we move to our second story on Perspectives Unlimited this morning. It's honestly just sad that you know how Yoruba people say that the child of a merchant who sells clothes should not be seen in rags, same as the child of someone who sells meat should not be seen eating bones. It's unfortunate that Nigeria, as a country that makes the most of its money from crude oil, from export of crude oil, cannot afford to supply the quota of crude oil that the country needs for domestic consumption. And of course, to top it up with what you said earlier, there's erratic electricity. Let's move to politics quickly this morning, where yesterday we did see the PDP crisis come to a head, and we saw that the court has said that the convention that was held in Ibadan is not recognized, and has advised for them to sort out their family issue. Is this a family issue in the first place?
As far as they all belong, as far as they're under one umbrella, is their family issue.
Are they under one umbrella? That's the question, because time and time again, here's some Wike, who's the FCT minister and should be a member of the PDP, or says he's a member of the PDP, has been accused of acting, or of being a player for another party, masquerading as a member of the PDP.
See, Bola, let's tell ourselves the honest truth. Naked truth and nothing but the truth. We don't have political parties in Nigeria.
We have the APC, we have the PDP.
They masquerade as political parties, but they are not.
So what are they?
They are not parties. They are just a gang of people.
Interest groups?
Interest groups, yes. Interest groups. They are not political parties. If you go to a Senate country where you have political parties, an individual cannot hold a party to ransom. It's not possible. Because they are laid down rules. You understand? They are laid down rules that you must adhere to. If you don't, you are not part of that party. There are principles. There are mechanisms in those parties to check the excesses of little gods who may want to become the overall god of the party. But in Nigeria, what you have is, you have somebody who comes in with loads of money. Nobody knows where he got the money from. He buys up the whole party. Everybody bows down to him. he becomes the only sheriff in that party, and whatever he says is what goes on. That is not a political party. A political party, even in a political party, there are voices of dissent. People who may not believe, but they are still part of that party. And there is the way party will check, and those people are needed in the party, because that's what will keep the party on its toes. But in Nigeria, somebody will be in party A in the morning. In the evening, he has moved to another party. So nothing is.
Let's talk about this wave of defections from governors from one party to another, leaving the party that gave them the platform and access to power.
That's why I told you that we don't have political parties. The former INEC chairman, Yakub Mahmoud, he went to Ghana to whether to understudy them or to participate in their something, and came back and said that he was shocked that he saw that some people were in a political party for almost 30 years. Being member of that political party. Can you point to any Nigerian that is any politically exposed person in Nigeria that is in a political party for more than 5 years? You can't find, because there is no political party here. Go to other countries and see the structure of what we talk here is that it has no structure. That structure is euphemism for bribery and corruption. It has no structure. Political parties exist whereby their manifestos, their things. If you want to come there, this party they will believe in education. This party will believe in welfare. This party will believe in. There are so many things you believe in. So if you like education, you go and align with this party. So anything they are doing will be tailored towards, will be aligned towards getting what they want for the people. I'm coming. So if you don't believe if so much in that, you find your way in another party. But here, nothing. The only thing binding our politicians to a party is what they will eat. Our conje.
Let's be specific about the PDP at this point that the PDP is at. Are we going to see a repeat of what happened between Nyesom Wike and Fubara in Rivers State, where it was obviously a win for Nyesom Wike and a lose for Fubara? Are we going to see? Do you think we're going to see the same in the PDP?
The party has been destroyed. That's the only truth, and that's why I'm making these statements that we don't have parties in Nigeria.
So you don't think that they're going to come together ahead of the next elections?
They will never.
Because the other faction will not go, will not bend to the wishes of Wike.
There is a lot of massive ego in this problem we are looking at. You understand? There is a lot of people boasting, irresponsible human beings, coming out to, I'm sorry, I withdraw that word. People that say that, I did this. Look, if there's no political, in a situation where an individual is above a political party, there's no party. Yes, quote me. A situation where, look at what is going on in America. Do you know Republicans are still checkmating Trump? There are certain things they cannot do because he belongs to a party. So, but in a situation where an individual is above a political party, that is no party. That is just like we said here.
Interest
groups.
On that note, we'll take a short break. When we come back from that break, we have more to discuss. So don't go anywhere. It's Perspectives Unlimited on Wells Radio 89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
Do you want to eat and stay healthy? Are you looking for healthy, high-quality chickens? Do you desire to start your own poultry farm? SMC Foods is your reliable plug for your healthy chickens. We specialize in the sales of premium and healthy chickens and poultry produce. We offer consultation services for your poultry farm setups. We are located at Oluyole Extension, Olusoji, Ibadan. To place your order or for enquiries, call Oduekun on 0813 970 3731. At SMC Foods, we are reliable, tested, and trusted.
Are you hungry for something delicious? Food that feels like home but tastes like pure luxury? Then welcome to Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile. From our smoky jollof to rich ofada sauce to a variety of delicious soups like egusi, eforiro, and more, paired with your favorite proteins and hot, freshly made swallows, all made for you to enjoy. We also handle bulk orders in liters, fresh and ready whenever you need it. We deliver it to your doorstep. At Honeydew, it's not just the food, it's the feel. With our beautiful ambience, perfect for your romantic dates, family outings, or your quiet, relaxing evening escape. Join us every last Friday of the month at 7 p.m. for karaoke night with Jayola and enjoy music, games, food, drinks, and free mocktails and cocktails as you sing your hearts out. Visit us at Plot 42, Block 8, Alaafin Avenue, beside Wells Radio, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. For your doorstep delivery or inquiries, call or WhatsApp 0814-691-6635, 0814-691-6635. Honeydew Restaurant, where every meal is made to make you smile.
How long will it take you to confirm payment? I have been waiting for the past 1 hour. I'm so sorry. Our network is slow. I will just run out of data. Same excuse yesterday. It is unacceptable, please. You better switch to One Data Internet Service. One Data? Yes, One Data. One Data is an internet service provider with the best alternative and solution for unlimited speed. One Data provides fast and reliable internet service to organizations, homes, and places of interest in Nigeria. With One Data, you get to enjoy the premium internet service with dedicated unlimited internet speed at all times, 24/7 fantastic customer service and support, and you enjoy a 1-month free subscription when you make payment. Now is the time to say goodbye to downtimes. Sign up with One Data today on 0811 223 2671 or visit www.onedata.ng for more inquiries. One Data, unlimited speed.
Boost your business with Wells Radio 89.3 FM. In a competitive world of business, strategic brand and product positioning is key to growth. Don't remain unseen in the shadows. Shine a spotlight on your brand with Wells Radio 89.3 FM today. Why Wells Radio? We are your state's #1 family radio station. We connect with the heart of families in your state. As the smallest unit of the society, families trust Wells Radio for quality content and information. Visit us today along Alaafin Avenue, Oluyole Estate, Ibadan. Our white and blue building just before Sharp Corner ensures your business won't go unnoticed. Advertise with us today. Call our marketing office on 0903 936 8185. Call Toby on 0803 509 3394. Ayo on 0706 840-7359. Take the leap today. Let Wells Radio 89.3 FM be the megaphone for your business success. You won't regret it.
89.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio.
All right, you're welcome back. Studio time check says it's 5 minutes past 7 a.m. right here in on Wells Radio 9.3 FM, your preferred wholesome radio. Thank you so much for tuning in and staying tuned. It's Perspectives Unlimited. We're still taking a look at headlines and stories making the rounds across the different dailies in Nigeria. Now, hours after the Court of Appeal, Abuja upheld the judgment of the Federal High Court restraining INEC from recognizing the outcome of the PDP's National Convention held in Ibadan and upheld the suspension of Kamaldeen Ajibade, SAN, and other top party officials. The Tanimo Turaki SAN-led National Working Committee have announced plans to challenge the judgment at the Supreme Court. The PDP's National Publicity Secretary, Inie Momabong, in a statement insisted that the convention is an internal affair of the political party. But the camp of the Minister of the FCT, Nyesom Wike, called for the party unity ahead of the convention that it had earlier fixed for March 29 and 30th this year. The governors of the PDP at that time had endorsed the Ibadan Convention, but at this point, we're not even sure of how many governors are left in the PDP now. that many governors have also, defected.
Defected.
I think the one governor we can be sure of is Governor Shea Makinde of Oyo State. And right now, nothing is sure for the PDP, and this also will affect its chances at the 2027 election. But it's surprising that everyone keeps saying INEC had called both factions as well to try to settle, the issue that that's on. Everyone seems to be pointing at the fact that a resolution can be made. Are they seeing what we're not seeing?
They are not. They are deceiving themselves. They are not telling themselves the truth. Look, Bola, they have not been able to sit down and tell themselves the truth. Somebody said that in a situation where two friends or two brothers come out of a room, frowning face, they have told themselves the truth. But if they come out smiling, they have not told themselves the truth. It's unfortunate that PDP has become a shadow of itself. How I wish the founding fathers of PDP will just wake up one day and see what has become of the house they built.
We know that the likes of Saraki, former Senate president, and some others, there was actually like a committee when these cracks initially started showing. They formed a committee to, settle these issues, to put a stop to these issues. But for some reason, they were unable to, because they say that the Wike-led camp refused to listen.
Listen, Bola, you don't rule out the activities of fifth columnists in this problem. It's not just PDP members. There are a lot of outside influences. You understand? Making sure that this house must not stand. And members played into their hands. So it's not just an internal issue. It has external influences also. So that's why I'm telling you here that PDP is a goner. Let's wait to see what the Supreme Court will they even, before you even go to the Supreme Court. Is there even there's no reason to believe that PDP will still come back.
Come back at all, or just for this 2027 elections?
Even if after 2027, it become a house that people have deserted. Anybody that coming into that house, the same problem will still haunt them, because the same players are still within the party, unless they have gone, unless the wild wind has blown them off. We have new people are coming in to sweep the house and begin to organize themselves again. But for now, I don't think any meaningful thing will come out of PDP.
All right. They say that a house divided against itself
They can't stand.
cannot stand. And this seems to be what we're seeing from the PDP at the moment. And unfortunately, they keep losing their members who are now defecting to other parties because they want to be able to, be a part of the 2027 elections, to contest in the elections.
The issue, Bola, is this. It's not even, those that are defecting are maybe acknowledged net worth members. But what of the people, the grassroots who believe in PDP? They are shifting to another place, and that is why.
And do you think that if at all the PDP is able to get its footing, after the 2027 elections, do you think that these grassroots members may still come back?
They may not. Let me even shock you, Bola. You see this thing that is happening in the Middle East, and the ruling party is not doing anything. Do you know it has made life difficult for most Nigerians? It has added to why some people may vote in a certain direction. I'm coming. When life becomes unbearable, as it is right now, because of what is going on in the Middle East, it's going to affect chances of parties winning as they expect. Because, yes, I'm coming. People will ask themselves some honest questions. Why did I come to this level of my life? And look at what is going on and nothing is happening in my life. It may push some of them to put their vote somewhere else. So whatever is happening in the Middle East, you think it's only happening, even politically, a lot of people are already making up their mind on what to do with their vote.
Now, finally, before we leave this PDP matter, and before I reel out the phone lines, because we don't have a lot of time, he said, and I quote, he said, "For me, it is an opportunity for everybody again to come back and say how we can salvage the party. Leave your ego, leave your personal interests, come back." He said lawyers will tell you let's go to the Supreme Court, but by the time you go to the Supreme Court, you're merely causing harm for your party, which you say you love. Is this surprising to hear from someone like Nyesom Wike, who has been pointed at as the major issue, the major person, causing issues in the party?
It is foolishness to take the words. If somebody is running with the hare and at the same time chasing with the fox, you are on your own when you listen to such an individual. You are running with the hare, you are equally chasing with the fox. Where do they place you? So I don't think any responsible human being will be able to say, let us. That's why I said to you that the party is already in disarray, scattered from inside. You understand? And it's not going to come. They are not going to come together.
All right. It's been quiet from the end of Oyo State Governor Seyi Makinde. We haven't heard from him as regards this recent position of the court, and if he's still with the party, he's still with the faction that wants to go to the Supreme Court. But we long to hear what you think, our dear listeners. Please reach out to us 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, and 0911 3333 893. I'll take the numbers again: 0916 893 1000, 0915 333 4893, and 0911 3333 893. These are the numbers to call to be a part of the conversation this morning. You were going to say something?
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
All right, let's move on. And also, of course, you can drop your messages on our Facebook fan page. Suleiman Sheriff, I see your message. He says, good morning and kudos to everyone in the studio. The increase in petrol prices would likely raise the cost of transportation, manufacturing, and logistics. The increase has now become significant enough to affect businesses and households, which leads to inflation. Ordinarily, Nigerians wouldn't have been experiencing all this if not for bad leadership and management by our nation's leaders. Let's know if already where you stay, the price of petrol has started to affect, day-to-day life. For me, I would say not yet. I haven't seen significant increase in transportation costs. I still took bike for the same amount this morning. Maybe when I'm going back home,
Yes.
the price may be different, but it's still what it is. So let's know how that is affecting. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, the beautiful radio woman.
Good morning to you, sir.
This is Bengama calling from Apata.
You're welcome, sir.
It is true that the increase in the price of PMS is biting harder. I can tell you, it is biting harder. It is we that are feeling the brunt. Even I, my particular self, I work in Ogun State here. I take my car, I drive down every day. But yesterday I called into the studio that I could not drive my car. I could not take my car down because as of yesterday, the fuel was being sold for 1,080 naira in the morning. So I went to join the public bus, which I've not done for the past 1 year or more, even more than. So yesterday I couldn't feel I was not even comfortable in the public bus I was because the bus kept on stopping at every junction to carry everything and hurry, and I had to get into the office. That's number one. And number two, when coming down to Ibadan yesterday, I met it for 1,200. That was in the afternoon. Within a GP, I met it. They turned the price from 1,200 to 1,300. And immediately, you know what I did? I said my cars, they are not going to be out for now.
Let me ask you, Mr. Mario, how much was you took public transport? By how much was the price increase?
Okay, if you want to take a bus from Apata to Abeokuta, if you take it from the garage, the car is 35, between 35 and 3,000. The bus, some buses are carrying for 2,000 naira, 2,500. But if you are going on Sole, I don't know the English version of Sole. if you are going on Sole, then you can get for 1,500. But as of yesterday morning, I got a Sole for 2,000 naira. And this money that I'm going down, I'm out already. I don't know how much I'm going. I know I can never get that Sole for 2,000 naira in this month. As I'm coming back again, I know I'm going to spend close to between 6,000 or 7,000 naira. So you can see how the thing is backing hard. It's backing hard. I have some other friends that are working in Lagos and saying that they are stopping between Lagos and Ibadan on a daily basis. Now everybody has to just strategize. And the thing is biting harder and harder. Do you want them to tell us how much you are paying for our students transportation back to their various schools? It has not been easy. It is not easy. And I know Nigerians are not happy. Personally, I'm not happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mari.
You see what Philippine government, they came up with a flexible working arrangement for government staff as a result of this oil crisis, the increase in fuel. You understand? That's what you expect. Okay.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning, journalists in the studio. I'm Sheriff Bonafon.
You're welcome, Mr. Sheriff.
Regarding the PDP fight, I think my own opinion is that where the democracy heading to? Because no formidable opposition again, one party can only need us to pursue democracy. If we want a democracy to strive in this country, I want to urge UK and Martin Fashion, maybe it's time for them to share their sword and come together for the sake of this party, which is PDP. Because if they head to the Supreme Court can delay the judgment, and primaries of political party will have gone before the final verdict. It's mostly like PDP will not put any candidate in the next general election that you would next year. So because, from my own point of view, Jojo is better than War. So that's my own opinion. On about oil, please comment on the Facebook page.
Yes,
Thank you.
we read your comment. Thank you so much, Mr. Sheriff, for your contribution this morning. Mr. I was going to say when Mr. Mario called, I was going to urge him to be very careful because yes.
You should not go on Sole because of kidnappers.
So please
don't go on Sole.
Let's be very careful.
Very careful. Don't go on Sole.
We understand that we're trying to save
money, but don't throw your life away by going for Sole. It's dangerous.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma'am.
Good morning to you, madam. Your name and where you're calling from, please.
Ruth calling from Bolanle.
You're welcome, Ruth. Please go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. You know, the increase in fuel pump price has really caused the cost of goods and transportation to rise again. Because since Sunday, the way these transporters keep adding money to our transport now is so bad. Because from my own area now, from Gate to Halakia, it was 300 naira before, but now 400 naira. So, but if they decrease the fuel pump price, you won't see the effect. Even the Dangote refinery, yes, the Dangote refinery that I thought it would be a relief. Here it's been sabotaged by the NNPC. Oh, this is so bad now. Our refinery, see the Umungot amount on it, but still seems to be working under the oil sector. If they don't know how to manage it, why can't they privatize it? They know what to do. But so far they are eating from it, and we citizens we are suffering. They will keep they just keep doing the way they like. So this is so bad. They should please come to our aid. We can't continue like this. Good morning.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for your contribution. You know, I deliberately asked for people to, give us, a real life examples of how the increase in price, because if we just keep seeing it on the front pages of papers and we're hearing it on radio, I feel like, unfortunately, many people in power may not be able to, or they may not be able to relate, because for many of them, there's a stipend for them to buy petrol. They don't have to be the ones to queue in the filling stations. They don't even know. For example, the Aso Rock has switched from PHCN to solar, to full solar. So how do you expect them to be sympathetic to the problems of Nigerians? Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, ma'am. Your name and where you're calling from.
This is Adirunke from Japan.
Good morning, Adirunke. Please go ahead.
Yeah, concerning PDP, I don't believe in our judicial system again, because PDP said they are still going to the Supreme Court. So we already know what will be the outcome of it again. Since they have gone to the Court of Appeal, it's still the same issue. So I'll just urge that both factions should settle this amicably if they want PDP to stay strong, because it is the only opposition that we have in Nigeria. And for Wike, it is very glaring that, as he said, that he wrote the PDP down for President Tinubu. So he's doing it. He's very glaring. So PDP should not bother themselves to go to Supreme Court, because who controls the Supreme Court? It is still this present administration. That's my take. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. All right, let's move quickly. Rivers Assembly defends rejection of Fubara's 4 nominees. So we've heard that the Rivers State House of Assembly on Monday dropped 4 out of the 9 commissioner nominees, including a professor. Let's take this call. Hello, good morning.
Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir.
Madam, my name is Salem. I'm calling from Awotan. Good
You're
morning,
welcome.
Mr. Chukwemeka.
Yes, Salami, good morning.
God bless you, sir. Is it for me on Dangote increasing price and whatever? Are you surprised? People should know this is what we follow. We have been saying this before, long before now, that when people kept praising Dangote and it's the one that is helping us. Thank you, this and that. We said it. What we need to do is to impress on President Tinubu. Give us a new refinery. I don't know. I don't want to say the other thing. Please give us a new at least one refinery. I remember in the 90s, during the first Gulf War between Iraq and U.S., when following the invasion of Kuwait by Iraq, Saddam Hussein and what have you, Nigerians didn't groan because NNPC was available, live and kicking, and the first 2 months, NNPC was supplying from the buffer stock reserve they had. There's no even NNPC again, let alone any reserve. So that's just it. So when our leaders were busy destroying NNPC, turning back on NNPC, doing everything, and at the same time pumping money for Dangote to build his own refinery, they knew what they were doing. And now, people are talking of Dangote increasing price. He has to because it's not for a statesman. He's a businessman. I don't understand. So that is just, it's unfortunate that things are turning out this way for Nigerians.
Mr. Salami, but what do you see a solution?
Madam, the solution I see now are 2. One is for Mr. President to intervene. Intervention. There are so many ways Mr. President can intervene in this case. Honestly speaking, there are so many ways. Either by kind of subsidizing or buying completely whatever Dangote is producing, buying from him and at a reduced price, at a subsidized rate to sell to Nigerians. That's number 1. Number 2 is that President Tinubu should direct NNPC to supply 100% crude oil to Dangote, so that Dangote will not have to look elsewhere to buy crude. I think you understand. But above the term, madam, is that, honestly speaking, President Tinubu should just kind of at least build a refinery. At least, let's not go the route of talking of refurbishing any of the moribund refineries. They are gone. But at least put in motion every necessary machinery to build at least one new refinery for Nigeria. You see, the point is this: I'm afraid I don't want this NNPC to go the route of power, because they've already destroyed that one too. I think you understand. So, but it's like NNPC, Nigeria as a producing country, cannot tell me that they cannot have refinery that will serve Nigerians for at least for 2 years. Refinery, reserves that will, for 2 months, reserves that will carry Nigeria for 2 months. I don't believe it's a shame on us that as a producing country, we don't have buffer stock.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Nigeria.
Salami.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you so much for your contribution this morning. And for me, I always ask, for what do we think that the solutions, because it's obvious that Nigerians are thinking. Nigerians are thinking, for the solutions, and it's honestly just left to the ruling class.
Nigerians are thinking even more better than those who say they are leaders, because if you look at the solutions they are bringing, these are things that are that can be done. You understand? So they sit down, but these people are so carried away by the perks of office that all they're after is money, easy life. And yet, you cannot sit down to say, how do I solve this problem? No. You are in government to solve problem for the people. That's why you are there. And you coming to give us excuses and inherited it. Inherited what? Didn't you know that the problem was there before you offered yourself for election? You knew.
As we gradually wind down on Perspectives Unlimited this morning, the United States Embassy in Nigeria has warned of a possible terrorist threat targeting U.S. facilities and U.S.-affiliated schools in the country. In a security notice issued via its website on Monday, the embassy said the alert was intended to inform American citizens in Nigeria of potential risks and advise them to take additional precautions when visiting U.S. diplomatic missions and affiliated institutions. The notice also asked U.S. citizens to exercise increased vigilance when traveling to its offices in Abuja and Lagos, as well as schools affiliated with the United States. The embassy advised American nationals to vary their travel times and routes, avoid predictable routines, and ensure their mobile phones are charged in case of emergencies. Let me take you back to when Donald Trump had said that he had to have American forces in Nigeria, and we did see some of them, land, although we're told that they were technical forces. Mm-hmm. Have we seen any result?
Well,
have we seen anything different?
There's nothing. Nothing. We have not seen anything. And even this, I think somebody...
let's see if we can squeeze in this last call. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, West Radio.
Good morning to you, sir.
I told you yesterday that a fish will start rotting from the head. I don't know how we can solve this problem, but I still want us to speak positive words to ourselves. I'm talking of the masses. Because when people start saying shame on us, not shame on us, so shame on them who are doing us this evil. Because I don't see how I or you, Bola, will be able to be talking about bringing up a new refinery when we are not in position to do it. Those who are supposed to be doing it, they are not even looking at what we are talking about. All they are after is how to make money for themselves. PDP or no PDP. So let me tell you, these people will not want PDP to stand. What they call him, Labour Party that challenged the present president in the last election is also not getting it right. Let us pray that maybe by the grace of God, the ADC might be able to come up during the election so that we can have a place to level on. There is no shame on us, shame on them.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe that's Mr. George. Thank you for your contributions this morning. So on this note, we'll wrap it up. Okay. You were answering a question earlier, but unfortunately we ran out of time.
We ran out of time, yes. Thank you very much, Bola.
Thank you so much for joining the show. Thank you to everyone who called and to those who sent messages. Honestly, we also have gotten your comments and your messages as well. I was unable to read the message from Oluwaseun Ruth on Olayemi Olasco. Thank you so much. That's it on Perspectives Unlimited this morning. Don't go away. The sports crew is here, ready to bring you the latest updates in the world of sports. My name is Bolanle Oduekun Ayola, saying good morning and God bless you. Please listen to this important information. The views expressed by the interviewee in this program are their own and do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of Wells Radio 89.3 FM or its affiliated entities. Wells Radio 89.3 FM is committed to providing a platform for diverse perspectives and opinions, and the views expressed by guests on our programs are their personal viewpoints. Wells Radio 89.3 FM does not endorse or take responsibility for the content or opinions expressed by individual interviewees and callers. Thank you.